The storm came out of nowhere. One moment, the sky was golden, lazy and warm, like summer had no intention of ending. The next, the wind turned restless, the clouds heavy with something unspoken. That's when I met him. I was standing under the thin shelter of a bus stop, hugging my bag close as the rain began to fall in soft, uncertain drops. Then suddenly, it poured, and he ran in beside me, slightly out of breath, slightly smiling. "Guess we both misread the weather," he said. I laughed, brushing wet hair from my face. "Or life just likes surprises." He looked at me then, really looked, and something in that moment felt different. Like the storm hadn't just brought rain. It had brought a beginning. His name was Ayan. We talked as the rain intensified, turning the outside world into a blur of silver lines and distant noise. It started with small things, where we were headed, what we did, how unpredictable the weather had become. But conversations have a way of deepening when the world slows down around you. Within minutes, it felt like we had skipped past the usual introductions. Like we were speaking in a language made of pauses, glances, and something quietly understood. "Do you believe in timing?" he asked suddenly. I hesitated. "I think timing decides more than we admit." He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "Yeah," he said softly. "It really does." Something about the way he said it felt heavier than the moment allowed. Like there was more beneath the surface. Something he wasn't saying. The rain didn't stop for a long time. And neither did we. We talked about dreams we hadn't followed, choices we still questioned, and the strange ways life connects people at the wrong, or right, moments. Every word felt easy. Natural. But every now and then, Ayan would pause. Like he was about to say something. Then changed his mind. "Sometimes," he said at one point, "you meet someone at a time when you're not supposed to." I looked at him. "And how do you know that?" He let out a quiet breath. "You just feel it." That feeling crept into my chest too. Not fear. Not sadness. Something in between. Because as the connection grew stronger, so did the sense that it came with a limit. An invisible line neither of us had yet crossed. Eventually, the rain softened. The storm, like all storms, began to pass. Cars moved again. People reappeared. The world resumed its pace. And just like that, our moment was ending. "I should go," I said, even though part of me didn't want to. Ayan nodded, but didn't move. There was a pause, longer than before. Then finally, he spoke. "There's something I didn't tell you." My heart tightened slightly. "What is it?" He looked away for a second before meeting my eyes again. "I'm engaged." The words landed quietly, but heavily. The kind of truth that doesn't need volume to change everything. "Oh," I said, barely above a whisper. He nodded. "I didn't mean for this, whatever this is, to happen." Neither did I. We stood there, the space between us now filled with something fragile and complicated. Nothing inappropriate had happened. No lines had technically been crossed. But emotions don't need permission to exist. "That doesn't make this moment any less real," I said softly. He looked at me, surprised. "It just means we know where it ends." There was sadness in his eyes, but also relief. Because sometimes clarity hurts, but it also frees you. "I'm glad I met you," he said. And for once, there were no hidden words behind his voice. "Me too," I replied. We walked in opposite directions. No exchanged numbers. No promises to stay in touch. Just a shared understanding that some connections are meant to be brief, but meaningful. That summer storm didn't just pass through the sky. It passed through my life, bringing with it a reminder I didn't know I needed. Not every connection is meant to last forever. Not every feeling is meant to be pursued. Some are simply meant to be experienced, and then let go. And sometimes, the most beautiful thing you can do is walk away, with your heart open, and your boundaries intact.